Welcome to your ultimate guide to surviving your second year of uni in Namibia.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Hi Shbooboo, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Mweshi, and I'm back again with another YouTube video. If it's the first time you're on my channel, my name is Mweshi. I make fashion, self-care, lifestyle related content, and if that's your cup of tea, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel as we are officially on the road to 2,000 subscribers. In today's video, I'll be giving you tips to surviving your second year of uni. Not even surviving, tips that will also help you thrive in your second year itself. I got a few DMs on Instagram where people were asking me about, oh, am I going to make a second version of this video, asking me for advice, what should I do and stuff. And I thought I would film an updated version. Here's the one for first year, the one that I did. And now I'm third year, so I'm filming the one for second year. Now, of course, the video will be categorized, and the first segment that we'll be focusing on is academics. So now, before the year starts, or before the semester starts, before you start a new semester, open your prospectus. You can Google NAS prospectus, UNAM prospectus, IUM prospectus. You go under your school, you look under your course, and you check if I'm doing public management, how many credits am I required to pass second year. Now let's say, for example, you're studying biochem. Now you have to go to Google and Google your prospectus, right, for your school. Let's say School of Science, and then you look for your course under there. Then you see from first year to by the end of second year, how many credits do I need to pass the year. And you need to be checking them like every single year or every single semester, because sometimes they update them and then they re-upload with the new changes. So let's say now the requirement was maybe 180 credits by the end of second year, and they decide maybe next year is going to be 185 for the new people who are coming in. You need to have that in mind, so that when you are studying and when you are putting in the work, you ensure that you have enough credits, you pass enough classes so that you can clear the year and go to third year. Now, this doesn't also only have to, I'm not saying now you just have to have those number of credits and pass. No. Obviously, you're supposed to do better. Obviously, you're supposed to pass all your modules. But just to be safe, so you don't lose your funding if you're NSF funded and stuff, make sure you have the correct number of credits so you pass the year. And an easy way to get this credit is making sure that you pass your core semester modules. Like those ones, they are already free. Not free, but they are easy to get, since you are not writing exams. Those modules, you just have to do like the coursework itself, and do your activities, your tests, your exercises, your quizzes, and then you pass the module. So make sure that from core semester I already passed all my modules, and then you just keep going until the end of the year. Then your credits will be enough. The prospectus also tells you how much weight does each course that you are studying, or each module you are studying, how many credits does it have. So you must already be calculating whether you are on track. The next tip would be to ensure that you pass all your prerequisite modules. So once you check your prospectus, they say that no, let's say some courses require you to pass particular modules, so you proceed to the following year. Let's say now business admin, you're doing business admin, and they require you to pass financial accounting A, so that maybe you can do financial accounting B next year. For example, it's just an example. So now let's say you fail that one module, you'll be left behind from doing the other courses in the next year, because they require you to pass this module so that you gain the knowledge from this module, and then you can apply it in the other one as a continuation. So it's very important to take note of your prerequisites. At times you'll find yourself in an instance where your credits are enough to pass the year. You passed all your modules, for example, but then you have that one prerequisite that you failed, and they are like, no, you cannot proceed to second year, or you cannot proceed to third year or fourth year because you failed this module. You have to sit and do it the whole year, and then you can do the other ones next year. So you just need to be mindful of that. So make sure you clear those modules, make sure you pass them, because you might also find yourself in a position where you lose funding, and you are losing funding just because of one module while you could have just put in the work. Another one would be, make sure you pass those year modules from first year: academic literacy, digital literacy, what else? Your core semester modules from first year, like small modules, just the modules from your first year. Make sure that you pass all of them, all from the year itself, because there are some courses that, let's say for example, they won't allow you to do third year with first year modules. Sometimes the reason why they don't let you carry first year modules to third year would be because if you couldn't grasp the content in first year, which is much more lighter compared to third year, how are you going to manage now the complex third year content plus the one that you are still having remaining? So they would rather have you finish those ones, and then you can come and complete your third year. Now, as you go over the years, your classes will starting much more later compared to the course that you are doing. Let's say now you are doing, for my course, public management, first year we used to have like a lot of 7:30s, 8:30s, because we had year modules and stuff. But as we went second year, the modules became like, we would start at like 12, 11 and stuff, or maybe end at 5:30, 4:30 there, and you're starting much more later in the day. But then just because your classes are starting much more later in the day doesn't mean that you should now become relaxed. You must ensure that those hours in the morning there, you must be using them to study or get through your material, and then in the night at least you can focus on something else, because those gaps are opportunities to help you study and grasp your content. You need to keep an average of 60% throughout your degree. So for our degree, public management, for you to do honors, you need to have a 60% average. Now, this applies to most courses. So you need to ensure that you look at your prospectus. How much am I supposed to have, like, overall for my whole entire undergraduate to be able to qualify for postgrad, and ensure that you stay on track. Getting 50% helps you clear the module, but it won't help you get your postgraduate and possibly get your master's degree. You might have to go start another qualification so that you can have the right marks again, so that you can pass. Now, with second year, the content becomes more complex and intensive. You need to ensure that you are studying much more harder compared to how you were in first year. In first year, you were just finding your feet and stuff. When you come to your second year, use those materials that are recommended in your course outlines, because sometimes they use those textbooks to come up with test questions, past question papers and stuff. Once you've seen that this is what has worked for me from first year, use that technique and add something to improve it, and then you continue sticking to that routine. Now, you need to create a study schedule for yourself, but make sure that the study schedule that you create is very realistic to you. If you know that I'm not a morning person, even if I say that I must wake up at, let's say your classes only start at 11:30 or 1:30, you know that you cannot wake up 7:30 to study, and you know that you're a night owl. Set your study schedule in such a way that it accommodates the nightly hours for you to study while during the day you sleep. You should not just do something because you see other people doing it. Do what works for you and your brain. Now, the next tip would be choose discipline over motivation, because motivation is fleeting. I can have motivation on a Monday morning to study, but then let's say by Wednesday, I don't feel motivated to study. But if I have the discipline in me to say that, you know what, I'm going to push the whole week, I will get my work done. If you only study when you feel like you're motivated, or when you feel like I need to, or you feel like maybe the test date is coming closer, you will fall behind with content. Even if you are studying for a test, you cannot cover the entire content. Maybe you are supposed to study 4 chapters, you only studied 2 chapters, and then like that, imagine that's already 50%. So you're expecting to maybe get 50%, 40%, or maybe 60% if you are attending the classes. But the next one would be to ensure that you pass all your modules on first opportunity. Like, make sure you go and write first opportunity exams. Don't miss your first opportunity exam, or don't fail try utmost best not to fail your first opportunity exams. When let's say you miss one exam, you go write second opportunity, your academic record will just be having spaces, like your academic record will just be long. And let's say someone is trying to hire you, or you're applying for an internship or something, they look at these things. Now they are like, this person is inconsistent, or this person can only get the thing right on the second try. These are things that people look at in the industry. So you just need to make sure that, let me try my utmost best to study and get it right on the first try. But I'm not saying now if you fail first op, you don't go write second op. Go and write second op and go and give it your all. Now, a tip with regards to internship for second year, for your third year now, because in third year, first semester, you will have to do internship. I don't know now for other courses, but for my course, or for most courses under School of Commerce, our school require us to do internship at the beginning of third year course semester. So make sure, like, when it hits second semester, you should already start looking for internship. Don't start next year January. That's the time you are running around. That time people already have their interns and stuff. As soon as it hits second semester, you must already be printing your documents, get your letter from your department, and start applying for stuff. Start taking your papers to places. Then maybe you can even intern during the holiday. You complete your 5 weeks, and then you don't have to intern beginning of the year. You can choose to do something that beginning of the year. So yeah, just be mindful of that. And when it comes to internship, when it's your time to intern, let's say you now choose to intern December, November there after you're done writing, and then you're done with your 4 weeks, make sure that you also give it your all so that you receive a good grade for internship. And sometimes people might end up like retaining you, like as a worker there, or offering you a position at that particular company. So just be mindful and give it your all. Try your utmost best to stay away from campus churches or societies that are cult-like. Like, I mean this in the literal sense. You're supposed to be writing a test, but you are at a church event, or you are whatever, collecting souls for your church, but you don't make time to study, or you forget why you are actually at the university. Don't get distracted. Focus on your why you're here. You are not here to spend your whole time serving a church, helping them market themselves, advertise themselves. You're even doing it for free. You must focus on your goal, and your goal right now is to get that degree and possibly do your postgrad or go and look for a job. So you get me? Like, just don't get easily naive or persuaded into something that you were not even looking into. And I'm not saying I'm a Christian, a born again Christian. I believe in God. I accepted Christ as my Lord and Savior. But I'm just saying, like, you must be mindful, guys. There are people out there, you'll be hearing, did you hear about God the Mother? You must run the other way. Also, some things you don't need to go through them to experience Nobucha. No, this church, this society, this whatever, this group of people are not great. If someone is warning you, walk away. Don't now try to experiment and stuff. Then you end up failing. Then you lose your NSFA funding. Then you're back on the street. You have to ask your parents for money to pay your tuition. And mind you, the reason maybe you are on NSFA is because your parents cannot afford to pay your school fees. Another one would be, stay away from these comrades and student leaders. Don't try to attach yourself too much to these people, because at the end of the day, some of these people just use you for whatever you have to offer, and then they discard you when they no longer need you. Just because you served as someone's assistant, or just because you served as someone's PA, or you help someone with content, doesn't mean that you will necessarily get the office if you decide to run or benefit in some form of way from helping this person. You must just have that at the back of your mind. Another tip would be, don't run, now it's your second year, right? Don't run for campus council. Let's say if you don't have a support system. And a support system, I mean like large people who are backing up or supporting your campaign. If you don't have people riding for you like that, don't run for SRC at the end of the year. Maybe beginning of the year is much more better, but towards the end when everyone else is running, don't run for council. Also, it will take a lot from you financially. So if you know that your parents don't have money like that, and if you cannot pay people to do things for you, don't run, because you'll find yourself in a situation where you are financially low on funds because you decided to run and people are not supporting you, people are not showing up for you. And also, this season will be the one now to test who are the people who are really there for you, who are the people that are not, who's the Judas of the friendship and stuff. So sometimes your friends, let's say you decide to run and it's during exam season, obviously your friends will choose their academics over you, because at the end of the day, I'm here for my degree. I'm not here to be campaigning for you. So just be mindful of it. Make sure that if you are running, you have a support system. Number one, you know why you are running for that office, and you know that you are competent enough to do the work in that office. And number three, make sure that you have the financial means to fund that campaign. If you are planning on running, you better start saving now. After this video, start saving. Yeah, also when it comes to running for campus council, sometimes your mental health is more important than this position. Like, there's not much in there. Now people will go take my words out of context. If you know that the campaign season will not be good for you, or if you are not in a good headspace, don't run for the position. Don't run for the position, because you'll just find yourself crashing out. You are going through things and there's no one there to support you because everyone else is busy or they're supporting someone else. Like, it's just unnecessary wahala. Like, focus on your degradation. Another tip would be start a new hobby. Like, have something outside of school. Don't be too consumed by school. Like me, my hobby is YouTube, creating content, like content creation. So that's a hobby of mine. I like coloring as well. I love painting as well. So those are hobbies that I have on the side. You can even do a sport, join a society, something different that's not school related that you can do just for fun, so that you're not always stressed and caught up with school. Sometimes just doing school stuff all the time, it like gets to your head, man. The next tip will be to show up for your friends if they are going through a rough time. Let's say your friend just lost her mom and you know maybe she lives in the hostel. Make time to go to your friend's room and check up on your friend to say, oh, how are you? What can I do? Can I help you? Maybe I can cook for you tonight. You can spend time together so that you help them through that grieving period. Sometimes your friends are fighting silent battles, and it's very important for you to show up for them, because sometimes your friend is always the one showing up for you whenever you have something going on. They're always there for you. But when it's your turn, you are quiet. Why are you quiet? Why are you quiet, Mweshi? Show up for your friend, Mos. If your friend is going through something, take the time out of the day to go and speak to them. It doesn't even mean that you need to go out on a date or what. You can even sit on a bench on campus and just speak to your friend, man. Like, be there for the person. Check up on the person. And yeah, because even if you yourself were going through something, you would want someone to be there for you. Now, throughout the course of your second year, if you see that you are struggling with the module and you know that you are really going through it and you cannot do it anymore, look for a tutor, guys. Look for someone to help you. And if you don't have the financial means, to talk to your parent that, you know what, I have this class that I'm taking, but I'm not really getting the knowledge, and there's this person offering tutoring, let's say for 100 per hour. Take that person's classes and then maybe you'll become better. Or sometimes it's even just asking your friend or a course mate to say, hey, can you help me with this? And sometimes if the person is nice enough, they would volunteer to help you for free. Now, this one is self-explanatory. When you get your NSFAF money, start a business, guys. Do something with your money. Don't just spend your money and then beginning of the year you don't have anything, start up something for yourself to ensure that it can fund your needs and your wants, because it's not nice every single month you're asking your parents for something. It also teaches you independence. Like, you need to be able to be independent, financially independent, and these are the stepping stones to becoming financially independent. Now, let's say things in first year did not work for you, and you saw that maybe the condition at home is not fine, or in your first semester it was not fine. Like, try and apply for hostel so that you can be closer to school, and then maybe your performance will become better. Sometimes it's just a matter of environment. The fact that maybe you have to look after kids when you come from campus, you have to cook and clean, and maybe help out at uncle or auntie's business. Maybe that's what's taking up your time. So if you know that maybe your parents can help you get money for food and cosmetics, try moving to the hostel, then you sacrifice your NSFAF refund. If you are struggling now, or if you see that this course is hard and it requires me to be on campus so that we can study together with my course mates. And the last tip would be, you should put yourself first. Put yourself first in whatever you do. I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucius.
I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucius.
Like, make sure you put your academics first. Make sure you put your needs first. Make sure you put your future first. Make sure you put your priorities first. Like, put your things first. Don't now try to shrink yourself to accommodate other people, or timber yourself down, or dim your light so that other people can shine. No, put yourself first. Anyway, Shbooboo, we've come to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video, because we are officially on the road to 2,000 subscribers, and this goal will only be possible if you do the due diligence. So yeah, guys, comment down below book emojis if you made it this far. Now, most of the tips I didn't try to repeat much, because most of the tips I shared in the first video I made, I'll link it down below or in the icon up here, so you can check the description box to watch the video I made for first year. Some tips are repetitive, I didn't want to repeat them too much. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.